Welcome back, football fans. Big Al here on this Sunday, December 4th, and we're getting into the rest of the top 25 in the college football playoff. Number 25 is UTSA, 24 is Troy, 23 is NC State, up 2 spots. Mississippi State is 22, also up 2 spots. And Notre Dame is at number 21. Sorry, I'm running a little behind. I was having some trouble with my television app again, but I got it working. So again, it's UTSA at number 25, Troy at number 24, NC State up 2 to number 23, Mississippi State up 2 spots to number 22, and Notre Dame at number 21. Here's 16 through 20. At number 20 is Texas, 19 is South Carolina, down a spot to number 18 is UCLA. Down 3 spots to 17 is LSU. And up 2 spots to number 16 is Tulane. Again, from 20 to 16, it's Texas at 20, South Carolina at 19, UCLA at 18, LSU at 17, and Tulane at 16. Again, this is the rest of the college football playoff rankings from 7 to 25. They've already released 16 through 25. Now we're waiting on the next set of teams here. 11 through 15. We'll be looking at those here in just a moment. But you know the top 6 already. Georgia 1, Michigan 2, TCU 3, Ohio State 4, Alabama 5, and Tennessee at number 6. So that means USC has dropped lower than number 6. And I'll tell you once they reveal how far they've fallen. They're still looking at spots 20 through 16. Now here's 11 through 15. All right. Up 1 spot to number 15 is Oregon. Also up 1 spot to number 14 is Oregon State. Florida State hangs steady at number 13. Washington holds steady at 12. Penn State, meanwhile, they fell 3 spots to number 11. And then 7 through 10 have yet to be ranked. We'll look at those teams here in just a bit. They're breaking down this 5 teams from 11 through 15. Penn State, Washington State, Oregon State, and Oregon. And 13 through 15, they all have 3 losses. The Seminoles, Beavers, and Ducks. Whereas the Nittany Lions and Huskies each have 2 losses. And then they'll release 10 through 7. Well, here's 10 through 7. Number 10 down 6 spots is USC. Then it's Kansas State moving up 1 spot to number 9. Utah moves up 3 spots to number 8. And Clemson jumped 2 spots up to number 7. So that's 7 through 25, the rest of the college football playoff. Clemson, Utah, Kansas State, USC is 7 through 10. Then it's Penn State, Washington, Oregon State, Oregon, and no, it's Penn State, Washington, Florida State, then it's Oregon State and Oregon. They're 11 through 15. They'll run through the rest of this top 25 once again. So give us just a moment as they're looking at 7 through 10. They usually name them off one at a time, but since this is the last rankings of the season, they decided to put all 4 teams up at one time. Yep, UTSA did make the final college football playoff ranking. So what does this mean for the other 4 New Year's Six bowls. I can confirm that Clemson and Tennessee will be playing in the Orange Bowl. All right, so here are the final college football playoff rankings, 1 through 25. Number 1 is Georgia, 2 is Michigan, 3 is TCU, 4 is Ohio State, and those 4 teams are in the playoff. On the outside at number 5 is Alabama. All right. It said Tulane will be playing USC in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic on January 2nd at 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Whereas Tulane, the highest ranking group of 5 school, so they get to play in a New Year's Six Bowl. All right, here's 6 through 10 in the final CFP rankings. Tennessee at number 6, Clemson at number 7, Utah number 8, Kansas State number 9, and USC at number 10. Okay, I kind of thought that Kansas State was going to be higher. I forgot they had that 3rd loss. Yeah, I can see why they put Kansas State at 9. I can also tell you that Utah will be playing Penn State in the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. That'll air at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Again, that's Utah and Penn State in the Rose Bowl game presented by AT&T. All right, 11 through 15 in the final CFP rankings is Penn State number 11, Washington number 12, Florida State number 13, Oregon State number 14, and Oregon at number 15. Oh, in case you forgot to, the college football playoff will be expanding to 12 teams in 2024. So under that new format, the top 4 would get the first round off. Those teams would get a bye week and advance on to the quarterfinals. And 5 through 12 will play each other on the higher seeded teams' home field. They're showing a graphic right now of what the 2023 college playoff would look like under that 12-team format. They would have USC playing Alabama in the 10-7, Penn State versus Ohio State in the 11 versus 6, Tulane versus TCU in the 12 versus 5, and then Kansas State and Tennessee in the 9 versus 8. And the winners of those games will then advance to play one of the top 4. All right, 16 through 20 in the final CFP standing or rankings. Tulane's at number 16, LSU 17, UCLA 18, South Carolina 19, and Texas is at number 20. And then I'll tell you the bottom 5 of these final rankings just as soon as they put them up on the board or on the screen. Here they are. All right, Notre Dame is at number 21. Mississippi State is 22. NC State 23. Troy 24. And UTSA 25. So those are the final college football playoff rankings for the 2022 season. But again, Georgia, Michigan, TCU, and Ohio State in the top 4. they will be playing for the national championship. And I think they said Alabama will be playing Kansas State. I forgot which bowl, but I forgot which bowl Alabama and Kansas State will be playing. I think they're playing the Sugar Bowl. I'm not 100% certain, but I can confirm you got Utah versus Penn State in the Rose Bowl out in Pasadena. And you've got Clemson versus Tennessee in the Orange Bowl down in Miami. Oh, boy, my phone just froze again. I did not turn this thing back on. All right, let's go to bowl schedule and see if they got any of the listings of the New Year's 6 bowls up, at least. Now, they won't, I don't think they'll unveil the other bowls, the smaller ones, until later. Oh, what do you know? They do have them up. Okay. Number 6 Clemson will play number 7, or rather number 6 Tennessee will play number 7 Clemson in the Capital One Orange Bowl, and that's on Friday, December 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. All right. Number 5 Alabama faces off with number 9 Kansas State in the All-State Sugar Bowl. Oh, by the way, I said 6 p.m. Eastern. It's actually 8 p.m. Eastern for the Capital One Orange Bowl on December 30th. All right. So again, number 6 Tennessee and number 7 Clemson in the Capital One Orange Bowl. That's coming up on December 30th at 8 p.m. on ESPN. All right. The Duluth Trading Cure Bowl has UTSA versus Troy. That's on December 16th at 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. UTSA 0-3 in bowl games all time, and Troy is playing in its first bowl game since 2018. Now, getting back to the New Year's 6. Well, we'll get back to the New Year's 6 in a second. The New Mexico Bowl, which will be played in Albuquerque, has SMU versus BYU, and that's on December 17th at 2:15 Eastern on ESPN. SMU is seeking its first bowl win since 2012, and for BYU, it's their 6th bowl appearance under their current head coach, Kalani Sitake. So again, that's SMU and BYU in the New Mexico Bowl in Albuquerque, December 17th. Okay, back to the New Year's 6. Number 5, Alabama plays number 9, Kansas State in the All-State Sugar Bowl on New Year's Eve at 12 noon Eastern on ESPN. And then the other 2 New Year's 6 bowls will be played on Monday, January 2nd. You got number 16 and number 10 USC. In the good in Texas, Monday, January 2nd, 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And then right after is the Rose Bowl game pitting number 11 Penn State and number 8 Utah, which is also on Monday, January 2nd at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And you know about the national semifinal games in the college football playoff. All right, we can confirm number 3 TCU and number 2 Michigan will face off in the Verbal Fiesta Bowl. And this will be the early game on New Year's Eve of the two national semifinal games. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern on ESPN from State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. And then the second game of the national semifinals is number 4 Ohio State and number 1 Georgia at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And that is on Saturday, December 31st, New Year's Eve at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And the winners of the national semifinal games will then play for the national championship on Monday, January 9th at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. And then after that, the college football season will wrap up. All right, so we're going to run down the college football playoff rankings one more time. It's Georgia 1, Michigan 2, TCU 3, Ohio State 4, Alabama 5, Tennessee 6, Clemson 7, Utah 8, Kansas State 9, USC 10. And that's the top 10. And we'll tell you the rest as soon as they get them up on the screen. All right, Penn State is number 11, Washington's 12, Florida State is 13, Oregon State is 14, and Oregon is 15. So that's the third group, 5 teams in these final CFP rankings. Coming up, we'll take a look at numbers 16 through 20. As we wind things down here on this stream. All right, so they still have 11 through 15 up with Penn State, Washington, Florida State, Oregon State, and Oregon. 16 through 20 once more is Tulane at number 16, LSU at number 17, UCLA at number 18, South Carolina at number 19, and Texas at number 20. And as we wrap things up, we'll look at the final 5 teams in this year's for the 2022 regular. That's Paul Feinbaum talking right now. Okay, wrapping things up, the bottom 5 in the final CFP rankings. Notre Dame at number 21, Mississippi State at number 22, NC State at number 23. Troy is new at number 24, and UTSA also new at number 25. So that's a look at the final college football playoff rankings for 2022 and the matchups for the New Year's Six bowls, and as well as the national semifinals in the college football playoff. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell every time I go live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the pigskin. Peace out.